And hello, greets and salutations all. Peace. Namaste. Hi. It's been a while. Today is June 10th, 2024. It's just about 8 in the evening over here in my neck of the woods. And after another long workday, I decided to step out onto my perch way up on high to take in some of the beautiful scenery that flows below my humble abode. And while doing so, I was inspired to share the amazing sights with you too, in case you might be interested and such, you know. And right after this, we will transition to another good read that I highly recommend for the lazy months of summer. So I hope you'll stay tuned for that. Try to make it quick, fast, as there's so many projects to work on and just so little free time. So way off in the distance, you can see there is a considerable amount of cloud cover. Although way up high, we do have some beautiful baby blue shining through. And then down below, lots and lots of luscious green. There's a sliver of the river. And perhaps you can hear some children playing somewhere down below as well. Interestingly, it is noticeably cooler for this time of the year. We are forecasted to dip down into single digits, like 9 degrees Celsius tonight, which I don't really mind, especially for sleeping. And having a nice cool breeze during the day certainly helps as well. I think it's a little bit more comfortable than feeling sweaty and icky all day, don't you? So there you have it. A nice quick view of my neighborhood. And without further ado, we shall take this inside to get on with the book I want to recommend to you. Oh yeah. Breathe it in, breathe it in. There's so much good ass prana. Ralph Smart from Infinite Waters, another YouTube channel I tap into from time to time. I've seen him grow from small numbers to where he is now at over 1 million, so that was pretty interesting. And yeah, I had a pretty nice weekend. Shared some time working with a creative genius, which was like the highlight for me, and I will link their work in the description section so you can check it out too. I think musical geniuses or genies are just like real deal wizards. How they're able to transform sounds into masterpieces is beyond me. I think my role in all of this is to enjoy and share the experience as best as possible through the written word and through dancing as well, which is on the menu for later, so stay tuned. Alrighty, I think I've rambled on enough and you've had a good glimpse of the beautiful scenery. So without further ado, I shall put this on pause and we'll pick it up inside. Also, let's see if we can get a shot of Chewie. Chewie? Chewie? What doing, little Chewies? What's little Chewie doing? Chewie loves to spy on my neighbors. They're two wonderful beings who live next door. We're both trying to grow gardens, so we'll see how that goes. And okay, since Chewie walked out of the scene, I think that's my cue to really transition to the next part of this. Okay, back in a flash. And we're back, just like that, like the Renegade Masterpiece. Hi! Welcome, welcome to my humble abode once again. Thank you so much for tuning in. As we decided while we're out on the balcony, without further ado, we shall jump right into this must-read for summer that I highly recommend and that you ought to check out. Women Who Run with the Wolves. Very quickly, I'll do my best to introduce this to you and whet your appetites, and then we shall depart for another evening. Described as a very powerful exploration of the wild feminine spirit, Women Who Run with the Wolves is brimming with insights and thought-provoking gems of ideas intended to help guide women of all ages on a transformative adventure about reconnecting with and reclaiming our inner strengths and wisdom. I recommend this as a must-read for anyone, male or female, man, woman, interested in learning more about the psyche and archetypes involved with being a wild woman, or a wild person or being in general. To me, this is a great complement to the book I provided a quick overview of in the previous video about the wild man archetype, and you read them back to back, boy howdy, will your mind be expanded. Now, to help illuminate just how deep and how interesting this book becomes or is, I will read you a dozen selected quotes or selected sections from throughout the book, again to whet your appetite and just get you interested in such. And before we go in that direction, I'll quickly read you the back, or relevant parts of the back, as a quick proper introduction. So, Women Who Run with the Wolves isn't just another book, it is a gift of profound insight, wisdom, and love. An oracle from one who knows. And this is a write-up by Alice Walker, who is another esteemed author. Within every woman, there lives a powerful force, filled with good instincts, passionate creativity, and ageless knowing. She is the wild woman who represents the instinctual nature of women. But she is an endangered species and becoming increasingly so during this current age. In this book, Dr. Estes unfolds the rich intercultural myths, fairy tales, and stories from many different cultures, backgrounds, and such, and helps or tries to help women reconnect with the fierce, healthy, visionary attributes of this instinctual nature. through the stories and commentaries in this awesome book, we retrieve, examine, love, and understand the wild woman and hold her against our deep psyches as one who is both magic and medicine. That sounds pretty cool, wouldn't you agree? Alrighty, so a few excerpts intended to draw you in. It is worse to stay where one does not belong at all than to wander about, being lost, feeling lost for a while, and looking for the psychic and soulful kinship one requires. Be wild. Be very wild. That is how to clear the river of life force that flows in through all of us. The river does not flow in polluted. Oh no, we manage that. The river does not dry up. We block it. If we want to allow it its freedom, we have to allow our ideational lives to be let loose. The ideas of our lives to be let loose, to allow them to stream, letting anything come, initially censoring nothing. That is creative life. That's the creative force. It is made up of divine paradox. To create, one must be willing to be stone stupid, to sit upon a throne on top of a donkey and spill rubies from one's mouth. Then the river will flow. Then we can stand in the stream of it raining down. Sometimes the one who is running from the life-death-life cycle, or nature, insists on thinking of love as a boon or an uptick only. Yet, love in its fullest form is a series of deaths and rebirths. We let go of one phase, one aspect of love, and enter another. Passion dies and is brought back. Pain is chased away and surfaces another time. To love means to embrace and at the same time to withstand many endings and many, many, many beginnings, all in the same relationship. Having a lover or friends who regard you as a living, growing creature or being, just as much as the tree from the ground or a rose garden out in the side yard, having a lover and friends who look at you as a true, living, breathing entity, one that is human, but made of very fine and moist and magical things as well, a lover and friends who support the creature in you, the being in you. These are the people you are looking for. They will be the friends of your soul for life. Mindful choosing of friends and lovers, not to mention teachers, is critical to remaining conscious, remaining intuitive, remaining in charge of the fiery light that sees and knows. Kaboom! The doors to the world of the wild self are few but precious. If you have a deep scar, that is a door. If you have an old story, that is a door. If you love the sky and the water and art and music so much that you almost cannot bear it, that is a door. If you yearn for a deeper life, a full life, a sane life, a fun life, that is a door. The way to maintain one's connection to the wild is to ask yourself, what is it that you want? This is the sorting of the seed from the dirt. What if the most important discriminations we can make in this matter is the difference between things that beckon to us and things that call from our souls. Nowhere can this be seen more clearly than in the choice of mates and lovers. A lover cannot be chosen a la carte, for example. A lover has to be chosen from soul craving. To choose just because something mouth-watering stands before you will never satisfy the hunger of the soul self. And that is what the intuition, our intuition, is for. For it is the direct messenger of the soul. The psyches and souls of women also have their own cycles and seasons of doing and solitude, running and staying, being involved and being removed, questing and resting, creating and incubating. I was going through an incubating phase recently, and now I'm returning to life and beginning to create yet again. The cycle of life is beautiful. Be in the world and returning to the soul place. Be in the world, but not of it. Remember that. When seeking guidance, don't ever listen to the tiny-hearted. Be kind to them. Keep them with blessings. Cajole them. But do not follow their advice. Go out into the woods. Go out. If you do not go out into the woods, nothing will ever happen and your life will never begin. Out to the woods. Let's go. Out to the jungle. Let's go. Oh yeah. I love the jungle. The jungle is my home. So beats the heart of the lioness. We all begin the process before we are ready, before we are strong enough, before we know enough. We begin a dialogue with thoughts and feelings that both trickle and thunder within us. We respond before we know how to speak the language, before we know all the answers, and before we even know exactly to whom we are speaking. How funny is that? In myths and fairy tales, deities and other great spirits test the hearts of humans by showing up in various forms that disguise their divinity. Where have we heard the story before? They show up in robes, rags, silver sashes, or with muddy feet. They show up with skin dark as old wood, or in scales made of rose petal. As a frail child, as a lime yellow old woman, as a man who cannot speak, or as an animal who can. The great powers are testing to see if humans have yet learned to recognize the greatness of soul in all its varying forms. Chewy and I, my little buddy in life, she's my familiar, she's my buddy, she's my angel guide. Like, we communicate all the time and we fully understand what we're saying to each other. Right, Chewy? Right, Chewy, Chewy? Mwah. Asking the proper question is the central action of transformation. In fairy tales, in analysis, and individuation. The key question causes germination of consciousness. The properly shaped question always emanates from an essential curiosity about what stands behind. Questions are the keys that cause the secret doors of the psyche to swing open. And there, in about a dozen nutshells, we have it. A quick introduction to a very powerful read. Please check it out. I will include a link, most likely to Amazon.com, where most of us get our goodies, in the description section. And I will also include a link to new music and an awesome channel that I recently crossed paths with that helps me to maintain and nurture my wild woman, my wild being self like nobody's business. So please, please check it out if you dare. On that note, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. Till our paths cross once again very soon. I have a surprise for you, so stay tuned. Stay well, be great. Peace out for now. Bye. Ciao. Chewy, you want to say bye? You say bye, little Chewies? Little Chewy says, Chewy, say bye.